So Cohen Sutherland, this is the second part of the video, calculation part. Please watch the previous video if you haven't watched yet. So here you are supposed to make some take some local variable, outcode 0, outcode 1 and outcode out. They are required for calculation purpose. Then boolean variable of name accept is used with the initial value false. Then another boolean variable done false. We'll be changing its value later, because since it's a boolean variable, it can have only two types of values, that is either true or false, right? And computation of the outcode, the initial value of outcode 0 and outcode 1 is obtained by making a call for the function compute outcode. Compute outcode for the first endpoint, outcode 1 is the compute outcode for the second endpoint. First endpoint is recorded as x0 y0, second one is recorded as x1 y1, right? So control will, by this step, control will look into the compute outcode module. Check what is the compute outcode module. Actually here it takes two parameter. So outcode 0 is what? Compute outcode of x0 y0. Check their value 60 and 20, isn't it? 60 and 20 is passed over here, 60 and 20 which is passed over here. Int compute outcode of x y are the formal argument, right? 60 and 20. Then initialization of code is done to 0 for to store the intermediate result and all. We are using this. Then go for the condition. 4 boundary conditions you are supposed to test. You can start from anywhere. Say if y is greater than y max. If y is greater than y max, what is the y max value? Everything is there written here. Y max is 100. Check global variable, right? What is y? Y is 20. Whether 20 is greater than 100? Of course this condition will be false. 20 is not greater than 100. Go for next one. Y is less than y minimum. What is y? 20. What is y minimum? Y minimum is what? Y minimum is 50, right? 20 is less than 50. Of course it is true, right? So what you are supposed to do? Code equal to code or bottom. So what is the new value? New value of the code. New value of the code is, the initial value is 0. What is the bottom of the value? Bottom value is 1, right? So return value will be 1 for it. Please remember. So value of bottom is assigned to code. Then check for another two boundary conditions remaining. X greater than x max. X greater than x max. What is x? 60, right? What is x max? 100. Of course it is false. Check x less than x minimum. What is x? 60. What is x minimum? X minimum is 50 as per this representation. So 60 less than 50 is again false. Both are false, right? It is false. This condition is also false. What is returned? Only bottom value. Return the code. Code is bottom value to be returned. That is 1 is to be returned as the code value, right? That is from outcode 0. And outcode 1, next statement is what? Initialization of outcode 1. Outcode 1 is what? Make call for compute outcode by passing two parameter x1 y1. Please remember the value. X1 y1 values are 80 and 120. 80 and 120. Now I am going to change its value. This is 80, this is 120, right? So if y initialization, again initialization of code back to 0, fine. If y is greater than y max, y is greater than y max. What is y? 120. Of course, what is y max? Y max is 100. As per this, y max is 100. 120 is greater than 100. It is true, right? This is true now. If it is true, what is to be done? Code value, the value to be assigned to code. Which value to be assigned? So top value to be assigned to code. What is that? Sorry, what is the top value? Check here, 4. New value of code is what? It is 4 now. Y is less than, else if, of course it will not be executed. Go for the next if statement. X greater than x max. X value is 80, x max is 100, isn't it? X max is 100. False. X less than x minimum. 80 less than x minimum is 50, which is also false. So what is the value of the code then? value of the top is value of the code. Top is 4, so code value is what? 4 is the code value is returned. Out code 1 which is equal to 4. Compute out code of x1 y1 which gives you 4. Here some calculation we have, right? Here you have to apply the logic if not of outcode 0 or outcode 1. Outcode 0 which is resulting some value, outcode 1 also resulting some value, both are true. So if of true, this part will be true. If not of true is what? False. Initially this module will not be executed. This is inside while loop. Please remember, do while loop it is inside. Go for else if outcode 0 and outcode 1. Of course outcode 0 and outcode 1 bitwise AND. Please remember, if this is also false because 0001 and 0100. If you go for ANDing, bitwise ANDing, and of course AND is true if both the parameters, both the bits are true, right? Otherwise it will be false. Even this case will be false over here. It will go for the next one, else part. So outcode out which stores the maximum value, so outcode 0 or outcode 1, right? Outcode out is which is storing the top value now. Okay, that is 4. If outcode out and top, of course this is true, so what is to be done? You have to recompute the value of x. That's it, right? You have to recompute the value of x. How? X equal to x naught. What is x naught? Check. What is x naught you have passed? X naught value 60. Check here. You must have noted down it. Please check. See here we have the x naught value 60, 20, 80, 120, right? 60 and 20, x naught is 60. Where it is? Yeah, 60 plus x1 minus x naught. What is x1? It is x1 is 80. Please remember, 80 and 120 we have. X1 is 80 minus x naught is 60 into y max minus y naught by y1 by y naught. What is y maximum? Check. Y maximum is 100, isn't it? 100 minus y naught. What is y naught? Y naught is 20 we have, right? Y naught is 20 divided by what is y1? Here I'll write y1 is 120 minus y naught. What is y naught? It is 20. Substitute the values over there, straightforward formula, right? 60 plus 20, here you will 60 plus this is 20 into 100 minus 20 is 80 divided by 100. 80 divided by 100, right? You can cancel these two, you can cancel these two. What you are getting? 60 plus 2 into 8, 16, that is equal to 76, isn't it? How much it is? Which is equal to 76. What is 76 then? X equal to 76. Please understand, x equal to 76 on top portion. Then y equal to y max. Of course y equal to y max you are supposed to take. What is y max? Y max is the same value. It is y max value, we know it is 100, right? Of course you don't have to go for the else if condition and all, so top portion is cleared, right? Similarly, the first iteration, if this completes the first iteration will be completed, we have to go for the next iteration, because still done is false, right? While not done means true only, right? While of true will take you for the next iteration. You have to go for computing. This time you have to go for computing and out code. The code value will be changed. So outcode out equal to outcode 0. If outcode out is equal to outcode 0, of course it is not. We have considered outcode out equal to outcode 1 so far. So else part to be computed, right? You will be going for the next. So in the next iteration, what will happen briefly I'll tell, please. So here new values of x and y. X is 76, y is 100 is obtained. In the next iteration, we'll be taking, so top portion is considered now, right? Bottom is remaining, outcode 0 is remaining, that will be identified in the next iteration. Okay, so in the next iteration we are going to consider this. So we are computing the bottom as well as bottom portion, x as well as y parameter, isn't it? Right, of course. That is for the next iteration. So outcode out, this will be taking 1, and out bottom value, of course, outcode out will be bottom value. So new value of x using the same formula. What is the formula mentioned here? Just substitute the value of x naught plus x1 minus x naught into y minimum minus y naught by y1 by y naught. It was very simple. For top portion it will be y maximum, for bottom portion it will be y minimum. Okay, very simple strategy. Please note down the things. You will be getting the new values for bottom as well in the same way. After that, what will happen? So both the outcodes are computed, outcode naught as well as outcode 1, both are computed. After that, done will be set to true. Done will be set to once both the conditions are satisfied. What will happen? See here, if outcode 0 as well as outcode 1, if not outcode 0 and outcode 1. So once both the calculations are done, outcode 0 will result to 0, outcode 1 also result to 0. Okay, initial values only. It will be 0 or 0 will be 0 only. If not of 0, if check the logical value, if not of 0, what is the answer? If not of 0 is 1, if of 1 is true, if this is true, accept will be true and done will be true. Please try to understand, please make a note of it. So after that, what will happen? You don't have to check the else if as well as else condition. So this happens only once all the border conditions are tested and recomputed. For our example, particular example, only two borders we are considering, bottom as well as top, right? It may take, sometimes it may take all the 3 or 4 borders. It is highly difficult, right? Difficult to consider all the 4 borders at a time. Maximum 2 borders or 3, that corner things and all, including corners and all, it can pass through, right? Fine. Once it is done, outcode will be computed back to 0 as per the calculation. So both in that cases, accept will be set to true, done will be set to true. Else if will not be computed, else you don't have to bother. Then what is remaining? While not of done is set to true now. Substitute its value. While not of true is what? Not of true is equal to what? False, right? While of false, so it will come out of the loop, it will go to the next statement if accept. Of course, accept also we have set to true. So next step is what? Redefining the line segment or displaying of the new line segment after clipping. For that purpose we are making this calculation. Very simple calculation. Please substitute the values. See, all the values you are having with it is already given, xy max, xy minimum, yv max and yv minimum, all the values we are having. Check the initialization, check the global variables. Please substitute all the values over here. Note down the things. Calculate the 4 endpoints of the what? Rectangle, clipping rectangle. Then your job is to draw the line loop, right? Line loop is the clipping rectangle. For the output, this is what input is, this is what the output rectangle is. So this is what the input line we had earlier. So output rectangle, this should be the output rectangle with the line segment. Check here, this should be the output, right? So by this step, line loop is drawn. Next is what? Vx naught Vy naught. Vx naught Vy naught is what? Vx naught Vy naught Vx1 Vy1, the updated line segment to be displayed. Once it is done, that is what the end of the what Cohen Sutherland function. Of course, display we have discussed, and my init, this is to set the view 2D modalities. Please note down the things. Okay, if you have any doubt, you ask. This part is very simple. Which one? The last part. This part is very simple. After writing if of except, just go through the formula, substitute the values, draw this type of rectangle and draw a new line segment inside. As I told you earlier very clearly, right, what is the line segment, what is the input for the program, what is the output for the program. Okay, here you can check the output of the program. See here, the same thing what I have drawn. This is what the entire content on the screen you are supposed to see. Say Cohen Sutherland line clipping algorithm, right? Input, this is what the input thing is. Let me change the view, I mean this thing. See here now, hope it is visible, right? This is what the input and rectangle along with line segment. This is what the output rectangle or clipping window along with line segment, right? It is redrawn. Size is slightly increased. Please substitute the values there and compare the result what is given here as the output in the manual. Okay, please note down the things in your observation book. Let us continue our discussion in the next video.